Right, and this is the Nexus. James at the Idol Smasher, and the Orphans of Abraham on Facebook. A weekly time to sit down and study and discuss Torah and all things biblical, which basically means all things in the world. Rosalie is here as well. She just doesn't. She doesn't want to get on camera tonight. So, hi,
Nope.
Rosalie. Shalom,
Hi,
shalom.
shalom, everybody.
And we are two ex-Episcopalian Ben Noach. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Here,
we uh, we
Toshav.
we yeah we read the text and thought, gosh, that's nowhere in the religion, is it?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
So that's why we're here. We are back on Facebook tonight, live on Facebook, and so happy to have you watching there. And for all you watching on X and YouTube, thank you so much. We are broadcasting here from Rumble Studio directly to you, my favorite viewer. What's on your mind, Rosalie? How you been?
Oh, good. We got storms coming, so if I blink off, you'll know. But
Okay.
other than that, the day went pretty good. It went really fast. I was surprised.
It's been a good week,
It was a pretty good
hadn't
day.
it? And a good day.
Eh,
It's
yeah.
been
Well, I had chemo this week, and
a,
my cortisone shot kicked in, so I spent 6 hours scrubbing floors, hardwood floors, and mopping them and getting them ready. My mom's coming home Monday. Yay! So I figure,
yay.
well, I'll get the floors clean. And my favorite new friend is white vinegar and hydrogen peroxide.
Oh yeah.
2/3 and 1/3. I'm telling you, that cleans. It gets rid of the mold. It sinks down in the oil. I mean, bleach does one thing, but it doesn't sink into the wood. Now, hydrogen peroxide and the vinegar will soak in the wood and kill it all the way through the wood.
No,
So,
it's
and it
two
doesn't smell
parts.
that
What's the
like
recipe?
two-thirds hydrogen, no, 2/3 white vinegar and 1/3 hydrogen peroxide, and that's in a gallon. But that's basically the standard. I saw it on Facebook. I figured, well, I'll try it. Doesn't hurt your hands. Doesn't smell as bad as bleach. Actually, the hydrogen peroxide kind of kills the smell of the vinegar too. Very
Yeah.
faint, and it works really good. I did not notice any bleaching of any kind, but it kills the mold and the mildew and works really good on dirt. Yeah, me and the putty knife, we got in there and scraped up some hard stuff,
Hmm.
and I just let it sit there and soak for about maybe 10-15 minutes, and then went over it with my mop because I bought a push broom. I figured as big as our rooms are, I bought a push broom, so that way I could just I'd slop some of the gallon water down there and have at it with the push broom, and then mop it up when I was done. It came out really nice. I was
I
really
like
impressed.
I like using different recipes of white vinegar. One that we had was 4 cups of water, half a cup of vinegar, and
Hmm.
like 2 drops of soap. Now it would be a 3 drops
Yeah.
of this is ivory. This is back. That's how old this recipe is.
Right.
Ivory
Yeah.
soap.
Hmm.
But just a few drops of what we have now, and
But
and
see, I
and
didn't
a,
use any
and
soap at all.
and a brush, and it'll get anything, just about anything out of the
Hmm.
carpet.
Yep.
I'm
But
gonna
I
have to
didn't use
remember
any.
that.
I didn't use any soap at all on the floors,
No.
and they like I said, just water afterwards, and they came out so nice.
Well, good.
Like I
I'm gonna
said,
have to try that.
like I said, I also had a 3-inch putty knife to help, because some of it got kicked because of the dogs, where they come in and out of the door, Um,
Hmm.
it, yeah. So, like I said, it soaked in there, and oh, I'm very impressed. I was very happy. So that's how I spent 6 hours. Like I said, when you got a house full of hardwood floors, you got to
Hmm.
do what you got to do, and linoleum. So I scrubbed her good,
Well,
and I
good.
paid for it yesterday. I paid for it yesterday, but
Yeah.
they went pretty good. Other than that, not too
Well,
shabby day at work.
my mother-in-law's out of the hospital as well. She had some.
Good
They
for
found
her.
some blood clots, and
Yeah.
she's back home. So Lisa made a big old meatloaf,
Oh boy.
and took meatloaf and baked potatoes. So took it over there and have kind of a welcoming home dinner. But I'm with you and bringing you the coolest memes I've come across this week, guys. It's time for meme of the week. I'm just going to start off with because libertarians always get me. This is the new libertarian stance. Because they're libertarian. Okay, but let's get serious for a moment here about things.
Thank you for your
Thank you
attention.
for attention to this matter. You know, he says that at the end of every tweet. Thank you for your attention to this. That was good. Okay. Now, not quite as good as this one. This one's a much better quality meme, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything you paid for. You know, they have different ICE pickup centers now. Ocasio-Cortez is a little upset about that. But you know, in order to understand her, you just need to have a little faith in these poor families. And one when he said that rural America is going to come, you know, there's sleeper cells, and you know how many people are just happier than pigs in mud for that. Bring it on. But I dare say, I don't know. It's either this one is the meme of the week, I can't figure it out, or this one. I haven't figured that out yet. Whichever. We'll figure it out.
Oh, the one with AOC that came out a while back. So
yeah,
we might as well go with the new one.
What? I lost this. Where'd I go? This one will be meme of the week then.
Yes.
Yes. She's so pretty until she opens her mouth and starts talking. Poor thing. Okay, moving along from meme of the week. Well, nice little bombing we did over there of Iraq.
Yay.
We went over there, we did it, and we came back. We brought the Ayatollah to the ceasefire table. He's telling everybody he won. I don't know if you've seen this, but the headlines that the state media is sending out, and the Ayatollah dude himself, we are victorious. Now they want to make peace.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, the thing is he's not nearly as successful as the Yuns over there, or the Kims, or whoever. Yeah, the Kims, whatever. They're successful, but this guy's not. He's not. The Iranian people are in the streets chanting, cheering. There's one of them guy climbed up on one of the statues, and he's just tearing the hand down, and everybody's chanting and filming with their phones. So
like with Gorbachev, and when you remember that
Yeltsin. Yeah, he got up on the tank and I'm pissed drunk but victorious.
Yes.
Oh, that man. There is some news I wanted to put up here that I didn't get it down, but apparently the ceasefire deal that they've got going on now is that all the war will stop in Gaza, and they're going to give Egypt and the UAE and other people control of Gaza. And are interested in talking about a two-state solution. So, Israel, you fail if you do that. You are an abject failure. And as much as it pains me to say it, you're going to get what's coming to you if you don't take back your damn country. It's not even a country; it's your land. It's it's God's land. He gave to y'all for possession. Didn't give it to the Arabs. Didn't give it to the Turks.
Didn't give it to the Egyptians.
There was already a two-state solution.
That won't go over well at all. God turned around and got him out of Egypt. Oh no, that won't go over well at all.
Well, this week's Torah portion has a lot for us to think about. We have done some good stuff. There have been great victories. 2 ceasefires in a month. One with Pakistan and India, and they want to nominate Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. That
right.
And if this, because ceasefires don't really. Yeah, true on that one. Yeah, right. I hope the ceasefire works, and maybe Trump can be nominated for another one. But because they're wanting to nominate him for that one too, and so it's been a good. We don't want to revel in our victories, but it's been a good few days, and what we pulled off over there without any casualties. We just got rid of their stuff. That makes me happy.
Mhm.
That makes me happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Now, I got a lot more I could talk about, but that'd be me in the world. How about World War III, huh? Huh? That World War
Not
III boy,
happening.
Candace Owens, boy, she's bound and determined. You should hear her today. She was so desperate. She's at this point. She's like, if you're not going to wake up to this, then I don't know what to tell you. Kind of an attitude. In other words, nobody's buying your bullshit.
Right. It's not happening now.
No, there's no World War III. There's not going to be a World War III. Those days are
Mhm.
done. China's a threat.
Yeah.
China's flooded right now. I don't know if you've seen it, but China's in bad shape. No,
Gog and Magog is a spiritual thing. It's
yeah,
not. It's not a physical thing, and
we
it
have
will
a
get physical, but that's not the way it's going to happen.
no. All the
And we are
doomsayers.
not supposed to know the date and the time, and you can't set a date and a time to start it either.
Yeah. I would like to give a shout out to our new sponsor at APAC. I'm
Okay.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I
Not
know.
APAC. Screw APAC. That's okay. No thanks. Anybody that gives that much money to groomers and communists, yeah, I don't give a shit if you
Yeah, well,
represent.
you can throw in the UN on that too.
Yeah, I'll, yeah. UN, you can't spell without UN. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
I'm not going to say the word, but it rhymes with cunt. Okay. Not supposed to
Yeah,
say
just
that, but it.
replace the A with a U and can't. Okay.
Oh yeah, I want to remember that. That's good. That's real good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can't do it? Well, replace the A with a U and you'll find out why.
Okay.
Like I
It's been
said,
a good day.
FAFO.
And they did. It's a special kind of find out too.
You buddy.
The Israeli planes flying over Tehran for hours on end, just showing off. I loved it.
Neener,
I
neener,
love it.
neener.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be
Okay.
quiet or I'll taunt you again. Yeah.
Go away. I taunt you a second time.
That's right. That's Monty
Okay.
Python, the Holy
Yeah.
Grail, for those who need the reference.
Darn good movie.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a rebellion. And I've read through the Parsha a couple of
Uh-huh.
times. I have not consulted the lovely Dennis Prager's commentary. By the way, we are in the book of Numbers, and I strongly suggest this. Good series, very good series. The fourth one, Deuteronomy will be, or Leviticus is coming next, God willing. So good book, go buy it. And but I didn't get into this today. I didn't have a lot of time. We did dinner and cooking, and I worked and all that good stuff. But we have a rebellion in our midst. This is a true rebellion, and it's I see this in us as well. In America, we have Korach among us. Korach was it says right here, son of Yitzhar, son of Kehat, son of Levi, took himself aside together with Dathan and Aviram, the sons of Eliav, and On, son of Pilet, descendants of Reuben. So we have descendants of the people in the tribe of Reuben and Levi. Confronted Moses together with 250 men from the Israelites, and this included the princes of the community, summoned for the meeting, and other men of repute. They assembled against Moses and Aaron. This is so human too. This whole thing. He just gave you the most awe-inspiring or all awesome experience of hearing God's voice, and you doubt he's there. Moshe's done all this stuff, the plagues, the Exodus, and they still couldn't. It's like here's the glory of God. Yeah, but we still need an idol or something. Okay. It's like it's right, and this is us. This is us. It's like a human. It's in our brains. We're just like this. It's frustrating until you do it yourself, which I've done a few times. I'm like, how can the Israelites be so? Can't you just grab a hold of God and go? And then God shows me, and I go, oh. Okay. They assembled against Moses and Aaron. They said to them, "You take too much upon yourselves for the entire community. All of them are holy, and God is in their midst. Why do you raise yourself above God's assembly?" See, this is that jealousy I was talking about, this insecurity, this Christian insecurity against the Jews. It's the same thing. Yeah, these people keep calling themselves, the children of God. Yeah, right. And where does that leave you? And their faces were
Mm-hmm.
stunned. Who are you? Who are you? We're all God's children. Who are you? Same thing happening with the Jewish people in America and Britain, I'm sure. Go find a Celt or a Gaelic. I'm sure, I know there's like 7 or 8 of you guys over there that don't mind or like Israel, but a lot of y'all haters over there. Scots are very angry people. Very, very,
Yes, they
not a
are.
lot of oxygen in the Highlands, I guess. I don't know. Uh,
Too much
um,
Viking.
too many, yeah. Damn, Battle of Hastings, that's it. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, who are you? Who do you raise yourself? Why do you raise yourself above God's assembly? Mm-hmm. And Moses wasn't like me, where he's going to make fun of him, and
Yeah.
no. Moses falls to his face. Moses fell to his face. He spoke to Korach and all his community, saying, "In the morning, God will make it known who are His and who is holy. He will draw them near to Him. He will allow the one He chooses to sacrifice to Him." So He's going to let God decide.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll just keep reading. Why not? We're just going to read through it.
Okay.
There's only 2 big events, and this is the big one. And the entire parsha is named after this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember which rabbi it was years ago, and he always I can hear him in my head. I think it was Rabbi Dov. And he said, you have to remember Korach was, he loved God. He wasn't rebelling against God. He wasn't rebelling against the Torah. He was rebelling against God's prophet. But he wasn't, he wasn't trying to undo, undo Israel or undo anything. He was a Levi. He was, he was a God-fearer. So yeah,
He's a narcissist.
yeah, but that too. I'm not going to say he wasn't a schmuck. I'm just saying that he wasn't like anti-God. He wasn't anti-Israel. He wasn't
He
trying
wasn't
to.
humble.
No. Hmm. Moses heard this and fell to his face. Uh, that's humble. Do this, Korach, and all his community. Take for yourselves fire pans. Place fire into them and put incense upon them before God tomorrow. The man whom God will choose is the Holy One. I've given you a serious warning, sons of Levi. By the way, I haven't mentioned this. Over here in the chat section, you'll find a link to the Torah portion we're reading, and also a link to those of you who might want to join in around there. That link will get you in. You don't need a camera, but you do need a mic. Okay. If you remember the fire pan, that's what the sons of Aaron used that got them zapped. They brought strange fire, but it's just interesting that that's being brought up here. There's always a connection.
More
There are always
strange
dots
fire.
connected. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Moses said to Korach, "Please listen, sons of Levi. Is it not enough that the God of Israel has distinguished you from the community of Israel to draw you near to Him, to perform the service in the tabernacle of God, and to stand before the community to minister to them? He drew you near, and all your brothers, the sons of Levi, with you. Will you seek the priesthood as well? Therefore, you and your entire community are are convened against God. For what is Aaron that you should complain against him? Moses summoned Dathan and Abiram, sons of Eliav, but they said, we will not go up. Is it not enough that you have brought us out of a land flowing with milk and honey and date and let's try that again. Is it not enough that you have brought us out of a land flowing with milk and date and fig honey to kill us in the desert, that you should also execute or exercise authority over us?
Ooh. Moses envy.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. 14. You have also not brought us to a land flowing with milk and date and fig honey, nor have you given us an inheritance of fields and vineyards. Even if you gouge out the eyes of those men, we will not go up. Moses became exceedingly distressed, and he said to God, do not regard their offering. I have not taken a donkey from a single one of them, nor have I harmed a single one of them. Moses said to Korah, you and your entire congregation must present yourselves before God, you, they, and Aaron, tomorrow. Let each man take his fire pan and place incense upon it, and let each man present his fire pan before God, all 250 fire pans, and let you and Aaron each take his fire pan. Each man took his fire pan, and they put fire upon it, and placed incense upon it, and they stood at the entrance of the tent of meeting, with Moses and Aaron. Korah assembled all the congregation against them at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the glory of God appeared before the entire congregation. God kind of likes it when when people know.
Mm-hmm.
Rosalie, I'm making you moderator just in case John or somebody might come in, and we don't miss him this time. So you have been modded. You are
All right.
modificated.
Mm-hmm.
God spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, disassociate yourselves from this congregation, and I will consume them in an instant. They fell on their faces and said, God, the God who knows the spirits of all flesh, if one man sins, should you be angry with the whole congregation? God spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the congregation, saying, withdraw from the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Moses arose and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. He spoke to the congregation, saying, please get away from the tents of these wicked men, and do not touch anything of theirs, lest you perish because of all their sins. And they withdrew from around the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. But Dathan and Abiram came out, standing upright at the entrance to their tents, together with their wives, their children, and their infants. Moses said, with this you will know that God sent me to do all these deeds, and that I did not devise this myself. If these people die as all people die, and the fate of all people befalls them, God has not sent me. But if God creates a new creation, that the earth opens its mouth, swallows them and all that is theirs, and they descend alive into the grave, you will know that these men have provoked God. As soon as he finished speaking all these words, the earth began to split open, and opened its mouth, swallowing them and their households, all the men who were with Korah, and all their property. They and all that possessed descended alive into the grave. The earth covered them up, and they were lost to the assembly. All Israel who were around them fled from the sound of their cries, for they said, lest the earth swallow us up. Fire came forth from God and consumed the 250 men who had offered up the incense.
Wow.
I'll move on to the next chapter. I want to look at Rashi. I just got to look.
Okay.
I've heard the mouth of the earth was created on the sixth day. I want to see if he got that from. Let's see. God will create, this is from verse 30. God will create by having them die with a form of death from which no man has yet died. And what is that creation? That the earth open its mouth and swallow them. Then you will know that they have provoked God, and I have spoken only on the authority of the Almighty. But our sages explained, if such a mouth is already created for the earth since the 6 days of creation, well and good, and if not, may God create it, kind of a thing. So yeah, my rabbi said, or one of my rabbis said that was actually there. It was, he said it was on the 6th day finished, but
Don't know.
okay. A fire came forth and consumed the 250 men who had offered up the incense. Chapter 17.
That's a pretty big mouth.
Yeah. And like their possessions, so the tents and everything. Not a
I
trace of
wonder
them
if
to
the
be found.
wives. I wonder if the children and the wives went too. Didn't say anything about them.
And
Okay.
all the men who were with Korach and all their property,
Mm-hmm.
they and all they possessed. Because the children and the women were mentioned with the Reubenites, Dathan
Okay.
and Abiram, standing upright at the entrance to their tents together with their wives, their children, and their infants.
Mm.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. I see nothing in Rashi. That's okay. Come and see how serious contention is. For the earthly court does not punish a person until he has two pubic hairs. The heavenly court does not punish until the age of 20. Yet here even suckling infants perished. There you go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. God spoke to Moses. This is chapter 17. Moving right along. Tell Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, to pick up the fire pans from the burnt area and throw the fire away, because they have become sanctified. These are the fire pans of those who sinned, knowing that it would cost them their lives. They must make them into beaten plates as an overlay for the altar. For they brought them before God, and they have become sanctified. They will serve as a reminder for the Israelites. Eleazar the priest took the copper fire pans that the fire victims had brought, and they beat them into an overlay for the altar, as a reminder for the Israelites, so that no layman who is not descended from Aaron approach to burn incense before God, so as not to be like Korach and his community, as God spoke through Moses regarding him. And here we go. As if that wasn't enough, the following day the entire community of the Israelites complained against Moses and Aaron, saying, "You have killed the people of God." But while the community was assembled against Moses and Aaron, they turned toward the tent of meeting, and behold, the cloud had covered it, and the glory of God appeared. Moses and Aaron came to the front of the tent of meeting. God spoke to Moses, saying, meow, meow. God spoke to Moses, saying, I heard a meow in there. Remove yourselves from this community, and I will consume them in an instant. They fell on their faces. God said to Aaron, take the fire pan, put fire on top of the altar in it, place incense in it, and take it quickly to the community to atone for them. For wrath has gone forth from God, and the plague has begun.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron took it just as Moses had said, and he ran into the midst of the community, and indeed the plague had begun among the people. He placed the incense on it and atoned for the people. He stood between the dead and the living, and the plague ceased. The number of people who died in the plague was 14,700, besides those who died because of the matter of Korach. Aaron returned to Moses to the entrance of the tent of meeting, and the plague was stopped. So, rebellion after rebellion. And nobody else would get this treatment. There wouldn't be any other people, because no one was ever drawn this close to God before, especially a nation of people.
Mm-hmm.
And
FAFO.
But this reminds me of the Israelites. If you really want to go check out the land, go check it out. And they came back and gave an evil report and got the whole nation spazzed and cried all night and wept. And here we go. It's an act of God. Moses didn't have any magic in him. The earth opened up its mouth and swallowed these people up who were going against Moses. Then everyone gets upset. Free Palestine. That's all I hear when I heard that this year.
Right.
Free Palestine. Huh? They were children of God too. They have rights. Okay. It's just something to consider. The line is, in my opinion, from what I gather by looking around, there is a definite line being drawn in the sand, if you will. There is they say it's a rift. It's it's a rift. That's not a bad thing. The rift is a good thing. The rift shows. It gives you a nice distinction. It's not so gray anymore. It's becoming more yin and yang. You're getting to see a bit more of a, if you just want to look at reasonable human beings, especially people in media and on social media and even here on Rumble and whatnot. And this is going to sound bad, but it's going to sound silly and trite, I guess. But those reasonable people aren't against the Jews. They might not be supportive of Israel per se, but they're not the enemies. You notice that the really unreasonable whack jobs can't stand the Jews. And even if the topic isn't about the Jews, how crazy are you? How oblivious are you to law and tradition and everything else? And it's coming down to Israel or bust. I know that sounds terrible, but curse Israel, you will be cursed. Well, I think God's showing us. I don't see it any other way. At least that's how I get it. Is He's showing you that right now. He's letting you know who it is. And the closer we get to Mashiach, the more obvious that division is going to be. And I don't know if you should be saved. Maybe I'd say I want to get as many people on the ark as possible. I like to get as many people on this side of the, of the line in the sand. But sometimes people aren't going to come. People just aren't going to, and they want to stay enemies, and they want to spread horrible news and horrible stories and
let them keep their stinkiness to themselves.
Yeah, well, they need to go away. This radical stuff is no one needs it. No one wants it anymore. We don't have time for this. We got a world to build. We have world peace to look forward to. Dang it.
Okay.
We got things to do.
Yeah.
What say you, Rosalie?
No, it's raining hard.
Oh, up there? Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a good rain. Our Lake Cheney was 8 feet down a couple months ago, and now it's less than 2 feet down. So we've been able to. That's been a good spring. It's very lush here, very in Kansas. Sometimes it's kind of barren, and it's lush as all get out this year.
Well, we're in summer now.
Something else. Doreen was Doreen Dotan, who
Hmm.
I adore. She put out a little video the other day. Notice the colors, the intensity of color in your life will begin is going to begin or is beginning to intensify. And
I can agree with that.
you can't, or
I
you can.
can.
Well, apparently it's a sign of the messianic age. Colors will come out of nowhere. It will just be brilliant. Color will stand out far more than it's going
Hmm.
to be a much more colorful world. And we've discovered colors with especially with computers. We've been able to do all kinds of stuff with discovering color and whatnot. And you never know. I think it's happening too. The sun's acting weird. And when the in the at the end of days, the sun will begin to show its true power. And people are scared of the sun, and it's like, maybe not. Maybe you shouldn't be.
Hmm.
Meow, meow,
Hmm.
meow.
Rocket's happy.
Rocket, you kitty cat, Rocket kitty.
Hmm. Rocket Man. It's his
Oh,
name.
Rocket, oh, Rocket Man.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
I did not name the cat.
No,
The cat chose me.
how do you get the name?
My sister. It was her cat.
Gotcha. Rocket Man.
Elton John fan.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites of his. Um, well, there's a bit more happening in the Parsha. Moses is, there was each of the heads of the tribes had a staff. Moses had a staff, um, and then to show favor, uh, Moses' staff sprouted twigs, leaves, and fruit. Almonds. It's not fruit, but almonds. A
Hmm.
miracle, a peaceful miracle, a
Hmm.
peaceful, tasty miracle. Can you imagine how good that almond must have tasted?
Oh
I
wow.
wonder if
Yeah.
anybody ate Aaron's almonds. Ooh, ooh, I should start a kosher almond company called Aaron's Almonds. Oh, that'd be a
There
hit.
you go.
That'd be a hit. I could
Hmm.
be rich. I could be a star now. Um,
Hmm.
let's move on to Haftorah. What do you say?
Okay. Moving right along and down we go. Oops, I think I missed it. Ah, there it is. 1 Samuel chapter 11, verse 14.
You want to go for it? You
Okay.
want me to? Cool.
Okay. And Samuel said to the people, "Come, let us go to Gilgal and renew there the kingdom." And all the people went to Gilgal, and there they made Saul king before the Lord in Gilgal. And they slaughtered peace offerings before the Lord, and Saul and the people greatly rejoiced. Or rejoiced greatly. Okay. And Samuel said to all Israel, "Behold, I have hearkened to your voice, to everything which you have said to me, and I have made a king to reign over you. Now, behold, the king is walking before you, and I have become old and hoary, and my sons are here with you, and I have walked before you from my youth until this day. Here I am. Bear witness against me before the Lord and before his anointed, whose ox I did take, and whose ass I did take. Or whom did I rob? Or whom did I oppress? Or from whose hand did I take the ransom, that I hide my eyes therewith, and I shall restore you?" And they said, "You did not rob us, nor did you oppress us, neither did you take anything from anyone's hands." And he said to them, "The Lord is a witness against you, and is anointed witness this day, that you have not found anything in my hand." And they said, "He is witness." And Samuel said to the people, "It is the Lord who made Moses and Aaron, and who brought the forefathers upon the land of Egypt. And now stand, and I shall reason with you before the Lord concerning all the righteous acts which he did to you and to your forefathers. When Jacob came out of Egypt, and your forefathers cried out to the The Lord sent Moses and Aaron, and they brought your forefathers out of Egypt, and they made them dwell in this place. And they forgot the Lord, their God, and he delivered them into the hands of Sisera, the commander of the army of Hazor, and into the hand of the Philistines, and into the hand of the king of Moab, and they waged war against them, or with them, excuse me. And they cried out to the Lord and said, we have sinned, for we have forsaken the Lord, and we have served Balaam and Ashtaroth. Now save us from the hand of our enemies, and we shall serve you. And the Lord sent to Jerubbaal and to Bedan and Jephthah and Samuel, and he saved you from the hand of your enemies round about, and you dwelt in safety. And when you saw Nahash, the king of Ammon, come upon you, you said to me, no, but a king shall rule over us, when the Lord your God was your king. And now, behold, the king whom you have chosen, whom you have requested, and behold, the Lord has appointed a king over you. If you will fear the Lord and serve him, and hearken to him his voice, and you will not rebel against the commandments of the Lord, both you and the king who reigns over you will be after the Lord your God. But if you will not hearken to the voice of the Lord, and you will rebel against the commandments of the Lord's hand will be against you and against your fathers. Even now, stand and see this great thing that the Lord will do for you before your eyes. Is it not wheat harvest today? I shall call to the Lord, and he will send thunder and rain, and you shall know and see that your evil is great, which you have done in the eyes of the Lord, to ask yourselves for a king. And Samuel called to the Lord, and the Lord sent thunder and rain on that day, and all the people greatly feared the Lord and Samuel. And all the people said to Samuel, pray for your servants for the Lord your God, and let us not die, for we have added to all our sins evil, and asked for ourselves a king. And Samuel said to the people, fear not, you have done all this evil, but do not turn aside from following the Lord, and you shall serve the Lord with all your heart. And you shall not turn aside, for then you would go after vain things which cannot profit or deliver, for they are in vain. For the Lord will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, for the Lord has sworn to make a people for himself. And that ends the Haftorah.
What a great verse 20. Samuel said to the people, fear not, you have done all this evil, but do not turn aside from following the Lord, and you shall serve the Lord with all your heart. Is this not, there's a lot of guilt, in our lives, and we do let that come between ourselves and God, don't we? It's kind of common. When you've done wrong, it's, woe is me, I have sinned, I am not worthy. I've been there. I really have. But do not turn aside from following the Lord. Not your heart. Follow your heart. Why is all this evil bestowed upon? Why is good things happening to, or bad things happening to good people? And you have to ask this one question: are you keeping the 7? Is your society keeping the 7? Are you teaching your kids the 7? That might have something to do with it.
Yeah, God's ways are more loftier than man's too. So he doesn't see things the way we do.
I'm going to have Bette Midler stuck in my head. From a distance. That he sees bigger. I think he watches from a distance. I also think he gets right up in your face too sometimes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's everywhere. In your face, on your face.
Well, I would hope that we get there. It's like I say, there's a definite divide, and you got to save who's saved, and those who, I hate to say the word saved too, because I'm not saying saved from eternal damnation. I'm saying saved from God's wrath, because it's real. What's happening now in the land of Israel and what's happening to their enemies? It's not over. I know it's not over. There's no victory yet, but
nope.
but the line is being drawn. The
Yep.
crazy people, the crazies, all hate the Jews. Have you ever noticed that? They don't even know they hate Jews. They don't even know what they hate.
They don't hate
Candace
Jews.
Owens
They,
doesn't.
they hate God.
They might. That might just be. That might just be it. I always think of like the anti-Semitism and the Jew hate. I don't like using anti-Semitism. It sounds very, like a septic cleaner. Um, Jew hate. I'll just say it like it is.
Like atheist.
Yeah, yeah. Jew hate. Or I always thought that they hate and it's true. People like Candace Owens hate an image of the Jews. They don't even. She wouldn't. She doesn't. She's worked with them, but she's stuck on an image of them that makes her comfortable to
Mm-hmm.
hate. Dave Smith's another one. He claims to be Jewish. Apparently, his grandfather on his father's side was Jewish, so he claims it now.
Well, he
And
can't because if his mom's not Jewish, he's not.
he's not Jewish. Well, you're standing with the crazies, and those crazies among you are going to be over there. Stick
Mm-hmm.
with the 7 laws of no. We haven't listed them in a while, so I'm going to list the 7 laws now. These are the universal.
Noahide laws.
They call them Noahide laws. Yeah, that's the universal. It's take all the 613, about 100 of them, I guess. 60. Some say 60s. There's different. Rabbis will argue over anything, but there are universal laws that apply to all human beings in there, and they fall under 7 categories: prohibitions of idolatry, worship of any person, place, thing, or idea; blasphemy, cursing God and doing evil in His name; murder and personal injury, including slander; theft, including larceny and kidnapping and pickpocketing, any theft; um, illicit sexual relations, can't do it. Sorry. I know it's a lot more fun, but it's not good for you. It's not healthy at all. And
Mm-mm.
adultery gets you killed. Yeah. Then you have eating the limb of a living animal.
Courts of
Prohibitions,
justice.
Everman high. And yeah, Trump making cruelty to animals a federal offense was pretty darn cool. That
Mm-hmm.
was all right. And yeah, setting up fair and balanced courts of justice to make sure the other 6 laws can be implemented. There you have it. Is your society doing that? Are you doing this? Does your family recognize these things? Even if you don't believe in God, at least live a moral life. If, like I say, a vegan atheist can keep the 7. A vegan atheist wouldn't know how to curse God, wouldn't even know His name. You have nothing to worry about them committing idolatry. They bow to nothing and no one. Uh, if you're vegan and you don't kill, and you don't steal, and you're good to your wife or your husband, you're keeping them. You're just not keeping them for his sake, but at least you've made it a wash, you know.
All right. It's like when
uh,
you die and you have a funeral, you get all dressed up for nowhere.
huh. Yeah. All right, Rosalie, is there any final thing you want to say before we get on out of here?
Yeah, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Hopefully, it will be a peaceful Shabbat. And hope the weather stays good around where you are.
Me too.
Because you're like in Tornado Alley and all that area through
Uh-huh.
there. So I always kind of worry.
Well, I keep my radios on and my weather radios, and we keep when big stuff happens. We get some people out and try to stay in touch in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Radio and all that. But yeah, may the rain not wash you away. Um, Rosalie, and Shabbat Shalom to everybody out there in internet land. Thank you for tuning in. I know a lot of a good deal of our viewing comes after the live show. We don't catch you live, and I wish we could. But if next Thursday when you're not doing nothing, you want to question a couple of ex-Episcopalian Ger Ben Noach, Ger Toshav, we would love to have you. And
Ooh.
everybody's welcome to discuss. That's why we put this here. So we'd like to see you next Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, right here on Rumble. Until until next week, inshallah, God willing, we'll see you then. Peace.
Peace out. Shalom. Oh, that one was.